friends, welcome back to the Baking with the Vanilla Pod, and today we are making carrot cake. I've already baked it. I'm recording this after baking this delicious cake, and this is the cake that we're making in this video. Don't worry, you don't have to do all that icing and stuff. You can just make the cake and it's delicious just like that. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started with the video. The ingredients we need for carrot cake are 100 grams of all-purpose flour or maida, 2 eggs. If you're not using egg, just use half a cup of yogurt with 1 tablespoon of vinegar. We need 75 grams of grated carrot. Then we need 170 grams of sugar. Now I've divided that 170 grams into 85 grams of brown sugar and 85 grams of white sugar. I recommend you to do that because brown sugar gives the carrot cake a really nice color, and also it gives it that extra moisture. 275 ml of oil, and I've added 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to it. Now lemon juice just enhances the flavor of the carrot cake. About 30 grams of crushed or chopped walnuts. We need 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We are using some spices.
Carrot cake usually has some sort of spice in it. So here I'm using 1 teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice powder and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Now Chinese 5-spice powder is made up of these 5 spices. So if you don't have a Chinese 5-spice powder, you can just make a powder individually of these spices, or you can totally omit it and just add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon powder. It is not compulsory that you have all the 5 spices, so whatever spice powder you have, you can add that. I would recommend you to use an electric stand mixer or just an electric hand beater, because you want to incorporate a lot of air in this cake, because carrot cake is usually dense in nature because of all the carrots. So you want to incorporate as much air you can manually. You can do this without an electric mixer, but it will take longer. So if you're using just a whisk, please make sure you at least take 7 to 8 minutes to whip up the mixture really well so that you incorporate all the air.
If you're using a stand mixer, you can use a paddle attachment, and then you are going to sieve all your dry ingredients in this bowl. Flour, baking soda and salt, spice powder and cinnamon powder. Now sieving the flour is important because again it's adding or incorporating air in it, and also it just takes away any lumps. You can see I have few lumps of baking soda. If I would just add it directly, you would have those lumps in your cake, which is not pleasant. Then to this I'm going to add in 2 eggs. If you're not using eggs, add your yogurt and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Adding the sugar, oil and lemon juice, grated carrots and walnuts. Now first you want to mix this on a low speed for a couple of minutes, and then once all your ingredients are nicely incorporated, increase it to a medium speed and beat it for another 2 to 3 minutes.
If you're not using an electric mixer, use a whisk, and you just want to keep mixing the batter for at least 8 to 10 minutes.
All my ingredients are incorporated. I'm just going to scrape the sides and make sure everything is mixed well. Now I'm going to increase the speed and allow it to beat for about 3 minutes.
As you can now see, the batter has changed its color. It's more pale and very light and fluffy. So that's the indication that your batter is done mixing. So this took about 3 to 4 minutes on an electric stand mixer. So if you're doing this by hand, this is the indication when you need to stop beating. You want to keep beating it till your batter becomes nice and fluffy and very light and pale in color.
I've taken this 8-inch cake tin and I've greased it with some butter, or you can use oil, and then I've lined it with a baking paper.
Now it's baking time. The baking technique for a carrot cake is always slow and low, which means longer baking time at a low temperature. Now, carrot cake is very, very dense, so you want to make sure you bake it at a low temperature so that the carrot cake cooks all through. If you bake it at a high temperature, the outside will cook quickly and the inside will be raw. So that's the reason we always use about 160 to 170 degrees to bake carrot cake. Now that depends on your oven. If you think your oven is really powerful, do not put it at 170, bake it at 160. Now it at least takes 30 minutes to bake this cake. It can take anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour depending on how powerful your oven is. So be patient when you're baking the carrot cake.
Carrot cake is ready. And it's the next day actually, because till I finished baking the carrot cake,
It was really late and I didn't have good lighting.
as I said, it takes really long. It takes about 40 to 45 minutes at a low oven. So I left it in the tin and it cooled down in the tin. It's so moist. You can even see it. Like, you can tell the cake is nice and moist, and it's so soft. You can eat this cake as is. You don't need any icing or anything because it's nice and moist. I'm going to get a little fancy and I'm going to put some icing on it and just decorate this cake for myself, because why not? The best icing for carrot cake is usually cream cheese, but I don't like cream cheese, so I'm not going to do a cream cheese icing. Instead, mascarpone cheese ice cream, because I have some and I really don't want to go buy any fancy ingredients to ice this cake. But if you don't like icing, this cake is best just the way it is without any icing. Trust me, you don't need any icing for this cake, but I'm bored and I want to do something fancy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I've just cut myself a slice of the carrot cake, and as you can see, that's the inside of the cake, and I can't wait to taste it. It looks so good and delicious. Wow, that is so delicious. You guys definitely have to try this recipe, and also press that like button, subscribe to our channel, The Baking with the Vanilla Pod. I'm going to go enjoy my carrot cake. You guys don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, happy baking.